Hi guys, I hope you're all doing well. My name's Shalina and I worked in fashion buying previously. I have since started this channel as a way to carry on my love of fashion, so if fashion is your thing then please do consider subscribing. I would love to have you here. In today's video I want to talk about why you have nothing to wear. I think you've probably all heard that saying that we wear 20% of our wardrobe 80% of the time, and I want to take you through the reasons that this could ring true for you. Do you ever open your wardrobe in the morning and look at loads and loads of clothes but still feel like you can't find anything to wear, nothing fits, or you can't put outfits together? Let's go through the reasons why that may be happening. Okay, so number one is buying into trends. Now trends can be a tricky one because I think especially if you are easily influenced, I think it's important to realise that not all trends suit everyone. So let's take, for example, crop tops. I think it's important to think about whether you feel comfortable in a crop top. Are you comfortable having your midriff showing? Do you bloat really easily like I do? I think a crop top would be the last thing I would want to be wearing after like a big meal. So I think when it comes to trends like that, it's thinking about whether it suits you, whether it suits your lifestyle, does it suit your height, does it suit your body shape, is there something else you could get that you probably wear way more often. The thing with trends is that they are going to come and go. So there'll be things that you wear maybe for, maybe even a matter of weeks, and then you'll look at it and you'll see other trends come in and actually you'll feel like that piece has now become obsolete in your wardrobe and you don't want to wear it anymore. For me, I know there are trends that come in like stripes, for example, but for me stripes are just a classic timeless thing. I'm going to wear them whether they're on trend or not. I don't really care. Like stripes are just something I love to wear. I think the same can be said for prints like florals and animal print. Those are things you will constantly see being reinvented, but essentially they all kind of come out in a really similar way. So if you are going to buy into trends, I would say stick to ones that are a bit more timeless, like I mentioned, stripes, animal prints, floral prints, anything like that, and think about the silhouettes. If you are really into Y2K right now, Y2K dressing, that might be something for you now, but in a year's time, in 2 years' time, are you still going to want to wear these things? So the second thing that may be the reason why you have nothing to wear is that you copy someone else's style, or you like the idea of dressing a certain way. This definitely happened to me in my 20s. I worked in an office and it was fashion buying, so everyone was dressed quite fashionably a lot of the time, and I would always look at some of the girls and be like, oh my god, she looks great, I love her outfit, and then I would go out and try and emulate that style. But then it occurred that a few weeks later or months later, that item that I bought to emulate someone else's style was an item I never reached for, and it occurred to me later that it was because it wasn't actually my style. Yes, it looked great on that person, but it wasn't actually my style. And I think now being older, I can look at someone else's style and really appreciate it and think, wow, she looks great, but actually understand that that's not the way I dress. It's not something that I would naturally go for, or it's not something that I would feel comfortable in. For example, heels. I used to wear heels to work. I didn't actually wear them to work, I used to change into heels at work. But heels were another thing I used to wear. They don't really marry up with my lifestyle anymore. I work from home. There's no need for me to really wear heels. I'm not going to totter to, the corner shop wearing heels or to Tesco wearing heels. So it's important to understand that you can love someone else's aesthetic, but try and be real about what it is that you actually love wearing, what makes you feel comfortable. I think this is also when I discovered I love shopping by myself. I feel like there's no outside influence. There's no one telling me, yeah, that looks great on you. And that in itself actually sways you to buy something you might not actually want to wear. But it's just the fact that someone's telling you that you look great in it makes you feel like, okay, fine, I'm going to buy that. But actually, is it something you're genuinely going to wear? And the third reason is buying things that don't suit your lifestyle. I think this is a really, really big key one. I think some of us tend to see images around, maybe we're on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatever it may be, and we see these girls looking extremely aesthetically pleasing. But remember, a lot of the time they're wearing items just for photo's sake. So they're not actually going out on their day-to-day lives wearing a lot of these clothes that they wear. And I think it's also, seeing images of people looking so perfect, or, their shirts hanging off their shoulders and things like that. that. I don't think most of us are going to walk around like that on a day-to-day basis, running our normal errands and things that we do in life. So I think it's important to remember you have to buy into pieces that marry with your lifestyle. So as I mentioned before, I work from home. So a lot of my clothes, I want the comfort factor, I want warmth, I want something that I can wear that's comfortable, but I can also pop out in if I need to pop out during the day. Even when I have a dinner or something like a lunch or whatever, I tend to use my casual clothes and then dress these up. So I will use jewelry, I will use a red lip, accessories, handbags, and different kinds of shoes to dress that item up. I don't tend to go for glitzy dresses or anything like that. My raving days are well and truly behind me. So buying party wear is something that I don't tend to go for anymore, and I also don't even really love wearing those things anymore. I think I'm definitely more of a jeans, blazer, a little cami top underneath and a red lip, and then using jewelry to dress myself up. So that's definitely more my aesthetic now, and I'm definitely understanding that more as I get older. And that's not to say my style won't change as I hit the next, big milestone of my life. But for now, I understand that that is the way I like to dress when I go out. For me also, it means that I don't have a million party dresses or, different kinds of tailoring in my wardrobe that I'm not going to wear. I did recently sell a lot of my going out outfits because for that exact reason, I have kept them in the wardrobe for that one night that I may go out to somewhere quite glitzy, but actually I don't tend to anymore, and they just don't need to be there, taking up space in my wardrobe. The next reason is you buy things that can't be styled with anything else in your wardrobe. So this is another really important one. So you are scrolling online or you're walking past the shop window and you see the boots, you want the boots, you get the boots, you take them home, and you realise actually after the return period's over that they don't actually really go with much in your wardrobe. I've definitely been there, not only just with boots, with loads of other things. So I think there are really important questions to ask yourself when you buy new items. Where will I wear this? What will I wear it with? Does this fit into my lifestyle? These are all questions you should be thinking about. When you get home, take stock of what you can wear them with, try and style it at least 5 to 10 different ways, and make sure that this item is going to warrant its space in your wardrobe. Okay, so this is a big one that probably applies to all of us, but you have clothes in your wardrobe that don't fit you anymore or that you don't feel comfortable in. Now, this was the case for me, I think a couple of years ago when I decided to do a big massive clear out and got rid of all of those kinds of pieces. Don't get me wrong, I've still got one or two, but those are things I'm absolutely determined to get back into. But this is a big one, I think. I think we tend to hold on to those pieces in the hope that, we'll lose the weight, or we'll have them tailored. Maybe they're too long, and we promised ourselves we'll take them to the tailor and get them made shorter. Or we bought a dress in our 20s that was £300, so we can't possibly get rid of it, right? But if you are actually never going to wear it because now you're a bit older and when you sit down, too much is on show, or you bloat much more easily, and actually when you wear it and you eat a big meal, you don't feel comfortable in it, I think now's the time to really assess whether or not you keep these pieces in your wardrobe, because that's another thing that's just taking up space. Not only does it take up space in your wardrobe, it takes up space in your mind without really realising it. There are so many studies that say that clutter really clutters our brain basically, and it doesn't allow you to think freely. So the more you can get rid of, the better. And the next one, again, is probably something that we have all been through, but it's buying things on sale. Yes, you heard me. We're all guilty of this, definitely. I think it is a real slippery slope with sale items. If you want to avoid this pitfall, what I do is before sale time, or even just in general, have a list of things that you actually really want to buy, and then if it happens to go in the sale, brilliant. But I think for me it's, would you buy that thing full price? And I think sometimes if you wouldn't buy it full price, then you probably don't really want it anyway. But I don't think that applies everywhere. I got a really nice wool coat from Zara in the sale. It was 140 and it went down to £80. Now for me, that is something that I was actually on the lookout for. So I was, ecstatic when it went in the sale. I wouldn't say ecstatic. So I was really happy when that went in the sale. But I think it's important to realise that a lot of the time we're sort of, it's just a real psychology of, right, that piece has gone down to £10, I must have it. Well, in actual fact, would you have even bought it to begin with? So you think you're saving money, but actually you're just spending money you wouldn't have spent otherwise. I think also it could be quite a good exercise to pull out all the items in your wardrobe that you got on sale and see how many of them you actually still do wear. I think when I did that, I realised that a lot of the items I bought on sale, I ended up giving away. Another possible reason why you don't have anything to wear is because you don't buy clothes that suit your height, your body type, your skin tone. All of these things are going to make a real difference to how clothes look on you. So I think it's really important to, if you're unsure, study these types of things first before you buy any more new clothes. There are so many good YouTube videos out there that help you identify your body shape, help you to understand warm and cool skin tones. All you need to do is look at your veins. If you've got more blue veins, cooler tones suit you, and if you've got more greeny veins, then warmer tones suit you. So it's just things like that. Make a little list of, you know, those kinds of things, and then what type of clothing shapes would suit your body type, and then you can take it from there. And I think you probably have more success and feel better in clothing that actually suits you. Okay, so yes, you could be asking me, Shalina, what can I do then? How do I start? How do I get my wardrobe back into a state where I will actually wear the things I've got? Well, I think the best thing you can do and the place you can start, and it is going to seem really daunting, especially for people who don't love organising or just have a lot of stuff. I think for me, the KonMari method is a great way of doing things. I probably wouldn't do it exactly how she does it because I think that could take quite some time, especially if you have got a lot of clothes. But I would get all your clothing out and put it onto the bed if you can. I think this really helps to evaluate just how much you have, and just seeing the sheer amount of clothing all in one place may help you to discard more than you would if you were just going through your actual wardrobe, going through the hangers. So get every single piece out and evaluate each and every single piece. I don't think you need to do the whole thanking the clothes, etc., unless you want to, but I think evaluating, does this suit my lifestyle? Does this suit the climate that I live in? But I think evaluating each piece will be key to getting rid of things that you don't need and building a wardrobe that is actually going to work for you day to day. Once you've got all the clothing out, it's time to be ruthless. Now, I think these are the things you need to ask yourself. Number one, does it fit me? If it's too tight, if it's too loose, if you're going to get it tailored, then give yourself a date to get it tailored by, and if you haven't done it, then it's time to let go of that item. Is this appropriate for the climate I live in? This is such a big thing to think about. I live in London. We have seasons in England, so I have two different wardrobes really. I have my autumn winter wardrobe, and actually my spring wardrobe is an extension of my autumn winter wardrobe, because even though it's spring, it's not warm in spring here. And then I have my summer wardrobe, which is a lot smaller than my winter wardrobe. I definitely invest more of my money in cold weather clothing because that's what I wear more of. And then summer clothing, you know, I don't have loads of summer clothing. I tend to wear denim shorts with tops in the summer, and that's my sort of summer uniform. I do like dresses as well. But I think it's really, really important to ask yourself, should I be spending £150 on a summer dress, or could I invest that more in a winter coat or something like that? And if you live in a colder environment, remember that your winter coat is going to be your outfit for a lot of the time. So buy a coat that you feel great in, buy a coat that is going to do the talking for your outfit, because essentially that is what people are mainly going to see if you're out and about, and you want to feel good, you want to look good, and you know, you can add accessories to that. Put a belt around your wool coat, get a puffer coat that has the toggles and the channels so that you can pull in the waist. There are so many little details that can be added to your outerwear to make that your outfit. Have I worn this in the past year? That is another big question. I think if you have not reached for something in a year or 2 years, then you're probably not going to reach for it again. You've probably style-wise moved on, or lifestyle moved on. So get those things and donate them if they're, you know, not in a condition where you could sell them, but they're also not in a condition where you'd want to recycle them, or sell them on secondhand websites. There are sites websites like Depop or Vinted. I use Vinted because they don't take a percentage of your sale, so all the money goes to you. So another question you want to ask yourself is, does this resonate with my lifestyle? So I used to work in an office. I had more formal wear like silk shirts, things like that, but you know, ever since I stopped working in an office, don't really wear those things on a day-to-day basis. So I ended up giving a lot of them to a friend who works in an office. And actually it felt good to just get rid of them. And then I think it's important to really consider it is what you do on a daily basis. That should form the bulk of your wardrobe. Also remember that dressing casually doesn't mean that you won't look chic or, you know, you won't look put together. There are so many ways to dress up casual and make it look like you've made an effort without actually really making that much of an effort. If you're unsure of how to style outfits, then you can use platforms like YouTube or Pinterest. I think it's just really important to follow people that resonate with your style. Try to avoid people where you love their aesthetic but you yourself wouldn't dress that way. So if you watch someone who wears a lot of tailoring and kills it with a lot of tailoring, and you know they're 5'10" and like me you're 5'3", so the trousers they buy aren't going to be the trousers that I can buy. They're straight up and down, whereas I'm more curvy and have bigger thighs. I think it's important to try and find people that resonate with not only your body shape but your style. I think that will make it easier to then find items that you will love to wear. So does the item suit your body type and your height? I think when you're shopping for new things, don't concentrate too much on the size on the label. I think use it as a guide, and then if you need to go up, go up. If you need to go down, go down. It really doesn't matter. It's about what you feel comfortable in and does it suit you. Retailers use different size fit models. So one might be a size 12 but be taller and flatter on the stomach, flatter on the bum. Another retailer might use a fit model who's also a size 12 but has a bit more of a belly and bigger thighs. So don't worry about that so much when you are shopping. Just look for things that fit you well. Does it suit your body shape? I find personally for me, mum jeans don't look great on my body type. Also, I'm 5'3", so I don't buy trousers that are too long because I know I'm not going to go and get them tailored. I just know that I'm too lazy to do that. So be realistic when it comes to buying new things, and also whatever you've got in your wardrobe that don't suit you now, it's probably better to just get rid of them. I think that's another thing that will clutter your wardrobe and make it harder to find outfits to put together. Remember, you can always ask friends if they want items that you're not going to wear anymore, or like I mentioned before, sell them secondhand. But I think when you're selling secondhand, be realistic about how much someone's going to pay for a secondhand item. Be realistic about what you would pay for a secondhand item and then put the pricing from there. I think the main thing is to get these things out of your home so that you can feel more free to put things together that you're actually going to wear. This leads me on to being realistic. So I think this sort of goes with much of what I've said in this video. Things like, are you going to get that item tailored? Are you going to lose that £10 that you need to fit into the item? Just be realistic about what you should actually keep and what you're going to actually wear. Don't hang on to an item because someone else says they like it. I can't tell you the amount of times people have said, oh, that looks great on you, but actually it wasn't something I was probably going to buy in the first place. I think that's why I do love shopping by myself. And also, can you style that item with 5 to 10 things in your wardrobe? If you can make outfit upon outfit upon outfit with it, it's probably something you do want to hang on to. But if you really struggle to piece it with anything, or you need to buy something new to piece it with, then I'd probably ditch it. Okay, so those are all my tips. I hope you found them useful and at least gives you sort of a platform to start decluttering your wardrobe. I think there's a couple of things I just wanted to mention is try not to impulse purchase. I think that is the biggest reason why we end up with things in our wardrobe that we don't actually, you know, reach for. Make your purchases more considered. Also, lifestyle and climate are a big thing, I think, especially if you live somewhere that has seasons where you're going to naturally need a bit more clothing. What I do is when we are in a particular season, so we are in winter right now, I backpack all my summer things or put them in a storage box and put them away. This again helps me to pick out outfits in the morning without my mind being cluttered by things I can't actually wear right now. Another thing is invest in casual wear rather than things like party wear, or if you are 5 days a week in an office, invest more in your work wardrobe because those are things you're going to be wearing all the time. For me, a lot of the time when it's a piece that I've invested in, and I'm not saying this applies everywhere, but if I've invested in something really nice, an investment doesn't even need to mean you spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds on something, but if you spent £60 on a knitted top, for example, rather than £10, you know, in divided at H&M, it's probably something you're going to be more drawn to because the quality will just be there, and also the fit will just probably be there as well. Then consider hiring things like party dresses, or, you know, going out outfits, handbags even. If you've got an event coming up, you're probably only going to want to wear that item for that event. So even if you're a wedding guest and you know, you wear a dress, if you then have the same group of friends and someone else in that group of friends is getting married, you probably don't want to wear the same thing again. So consider hiring something. Consider borrowing things off friends. You don't actually need to buy something new. Could you borrow a dress from a friend? And then that not only saves you the money, but it saves you the space in your wardrobe. Also, just because you clear stuff out, it doesn't mean you need to run off to the shops to replace things. I think once you've done a declutter, sit with your wardrobe for a while. I think it will help you to really root out the things that are actually missing in your wardrobe. So it might even just be something really simple like a plain white t-shirt or a cashmere roll neck or something like that, but sit with the wardrobe for a while, make outfits with what you've got, and then I think it will become really easy to see what's missing over time. I think again, then when you do realise what's missing, do the research, like I said, find out what retailers work best for your body shape, and then take it from there. Also, where I mentioned body type and height, something really important to remember. For me, for example, I'm petite in terms of height, so I tend not to go for those tailored trousers in Zara because they're just made so long, and I know I won't go and have them tailored. So be realistic with things that need altering. Are you actually going to go and get them altered? So when you have been through the whole decluttering process, I would set aside some time. It doesn't even have to be a long time. It can just be an afternoon one day, and start building outfits with everything that you're left with. I think sometimes if we have lots in our wardrobe, sometimes we can even forget what's there. So build outfits, take pictures of them, because that's always really easy. If you can't be bothered to think about what you want to wear the next day, you can just flick through your phone, see photos, match it up to what the weather's going to be like. I think that's an important key one as well. And you're good to go. You don't even need to think about it any more than that. Okay guys, that brings me to the end of the video. I hope you found this useful. I hope this will help you to build a wardrobe full of things that you're actually going to wear and help you to live a clutter-free life. I will hopefully see you in the next video. Bye.